All right, we are going to go ahead and get started here tonight. And tonight I just wanted to go over a few things related to goals. I will 100% tell you that I have not always been good at setting goals. They don't align very well with who I am as a person in general. And it wasn't until more recently that I started to see the importance of making goals for yourself, not necessarily just financial. I guess that's probably where I had the biggest problem, was thinking that they had to be financial goals or things for, business success or things like that. But actually setting goals for ourselves, whether it be our personal selves, mentally, or, just something as simple as many books as we're going to read in the year, how we want to handle our health and fitness goals, and then yes, business goals. Those are things that I wanted to touch on tonight. But there is no limit to what you're capable of. I truly believe that. After having so many doubts for so many years, I really believe that if you set your mind to it and start to envision what is possible for yourself, that it can happen. So the first thing I want you to do tonight is to create your live list. I did this once on another call, and she had suggested that we pick 25 things that you would do if you have $5 million in your lifetime and you can't buy things with it. So the new kitchen is out, the new car is out, all of that is out. But where would you visit? Where would you like to go? What would you like to experience? Who could you help? What new project would you take on? So some of the things that I had wrote down when I did this on the previous call was to write a book. This is just something that has kind of come about in the last couple of years, but I think that would be a lot of fun. If I had the funds and the time and the resources, I would write a book. I would go to Italy. I'm half Italian. There's a lot of Italian heritage on my family. I would take my whole family on a cruise. There are some people in my life that I just feel like I could bless them financially. I would try to do it anonymously, but just things like that. It doesn't have to be what you would buy with your money, but what would change? What would you experience? I would take my kids on all kinds of trips, road trips. They don't have to be fancy. We would go visit a lot of the national parks. We've seen quite a few, but we would go to see even more. Just things like that. And so I want you guys to think of that. What type of goals would you have for your life if you had, $5 million to spend, couldn't use it on things? How would you enrich your life? Because in all honesty, making memories is what you're going to remember, what's really going to make your life better. So with that, I have this quote, having a clear vision allows you to move forward with purpose and excitement. And I will be completely honest with you, this is somewhere where I was falling behind, lacking in the past, because if you don't know where you're going, you don't have anything to work towards. There's nothing making you say, okay, let's do this. Otherwise, when you have a job similar to what we have, or if you have goals that you can put off for tomorrow, you'll keep putting them off. Okay, tomorrow I will. Tomorrow I will. Tomorrow I'll read that book. Tomorrow I'll start that first page. Tomorrow I'll do a new workout. If you keep putting off tomorrow and don't make a deadline for yourself, there's no reason to actually go for it. And it also kind of kills the excitement if there's nothing you're working towards. So one thing that we also did on the call, and something that really helped me, again, just kind of gain perspective with that whole time thing, is to create your new future. So what does your ideal day look like? What do you do for work? Who do you see every day? Is it your kids? Is it your husband? Do you leave for work? Do you go somewhere to see, your other employees that you work with? What does your schedule look like? What do you do for fun? In your free time, are you watching TV? In your free time, are you out enjoying the outdoors? Are you shopping? Where did you go? And then also, how do you spend your money? What does wealth and abundance mean to you? Wealth, I'll be honest, is not something that's important to me. I don't have any big goals or big dreams to be a millionaire, or somebody living in a huge fancy house, because then I'll have to clean that house. But what does it mean to you? It is so much more than just having the things. It's about living that life that you felt was well lived, that you lived up to what your potential could be and what you could give to your family. So the next task, and I gave you an example of mine. I'm going to skip past this, but I want you to come back to this and do it for yourself. But my ideal day looks like this, and it's very simple. I'm a very simple person, but I like it that way. It's just easy for me. Anyway, so if things were to go according to plan, my day would go something like this. At 5 a.m., I would wake up. When my alarm went off, I wouldn't snooze it. I would do my daily Bible reading and prayer. And I want to add that it would be not distracted. Sometimes I'm distracted when I go into that time thinking of all the things that I need to do, but I would already know ahead of time and I would have that time set aside. And then I would follow up with personal development, maybe just read like 10 pages of whatever book I was in, whether it be a Christian-based book or just, a book to empower me or to feel like I could help others. Do some affirmations. Affirmations are another thing that I've just recently gotten into. And I heard an example that I read an example actually in one of my books that affirmations are not just nothing. It's very common for us to think that they're just words. But the example that was given in the book was, imagine that you get a new car or you're looking at a new car. And I know that this is 100% true because it happens to me. So my last car was a Chrysler Pacifica, and I saw that car everywhere. I saw it everywhere I went. When it came time to be finding a new car, I wanted a Chevy Traverse. Imagine what I saw, right? Have this ever happened to you where you're thinking about something and it's all of a sudden around you everywhere? There were not all of a sudden more Traverses on the road. There were not more Pacificas on the road once I had one. It's just kind of a thing that our mind does, that once you start thinking about something, it's kind of starts to come into being. So when you surround yourself with positive people, when you surround yourself with people who are doing the things, pushing you towards your goals or pushing you to be a better person, or even when you read those books to help you be a better person, it starts to become a reality. Okay, then lastly, what I would do is list what I'm grateful for. It's something that has helped me a lot with my depression and just making sure that I find something positive in each day, because we all know there are lots of negative things that can pull us down. Okay, so that's what I would do in that hour time. But that's a lot of empowerment in that 1 hour. And I'm starting with that to get the rest of my day going. Then the rest of it would be to work out and then plan out my day. More specifically, probably with my little chunks of time that aren't very specific, like when I would do the housework or what I would do for my work activities. 7 to 8 a.m. would be time with my kids. I am able to get them off and ready for school each day. I serve them breakfast, but I want to be present. So that means no phone, not concentrating on what I didn't get done in the morning, and I'm not concentrating on what I need to do later. It's being there for them. 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., I would have time with the baby. And again, present, and then just housework, dishes, whatever I can get done with the baby around. 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., I would allow some messaging on my phone, connect with people, let them know that I'm there for them. What we do is very much relationship based, and I want to be there for people. I want to interact with people. I want to pray for people. But that would be time for that right there. 12 to 2 would be lunch and more time with the baby uninterrupted. Maybe we would go for a walk, find an activity to do. And then 2 to 4 usually is her nap time. And actually, my day will change. I know that right now I can almost guarantee a nap right about then. But as things progress, as time changes, you will have to change your ideal day. But for now, from 2 to 4 p.m., I would be working, taking care of more household things because as mom of four, it's just never ending. 4 to 6:30, be available for the kids. By then they're home from school and finish their snack. Maybe we discuss what on for school that day. Allow some more messaging and then make dinner, of course. Have dinner with the family. And then, of course, 7:30 would be ideally, I would unplug and have family time, maybe some quiet time for myself, and then hopefully 9 p.m. bed. So this is ideal. I try to make this work each day. It doesn't always, in fact, it pretty much never does. But when you have an idea of what your day should look like, or what you want it to look like for you to be able to do the things that are important to you and the things that will get you towards your goals, it makes a big difference. So I want to suggest that you write out a plan similar to this. It doesn't have to be that detailed. But do make time to do the things that fulfill you. So for me, it's the Bible reading and prayer. Um, I do need a workout most days. I don't need one, but it really does set me up for really good energy and just a lot more um, motivation for the day. So just plan it out and just think of how your day might look, and it can look similar to mine, it can look different. It will obviously depend on what you have going on for your day. And then this is just a little pie chart. This is not 100% accurate or anything, but I did try to make it, my relationships, I want to be almost my whole pie. I would actually change it probably bigger, but just for visual aspect, I want you to think about it. In what areas of your life would you like to improve? What would your circle look like? So like I said, for me, wealth is not importance to me. Abundance is a little bit different because I can put my experiences in that with my family and things, memories that I want to make and things that I don't want to change. Um, my mind and body is fairly big, and that's just because I have found that as person who suffers with depression, I need to take care of myself, and I neglected it for a long time. And if I don't take care of myself, um, all of those things actually will shrink. My circle wouldn't even be a circle anymore. So go ahead and write that out, and just think of what you would change, and maybe you'd use this chart to how you would plan your day and how you would allot your time if you want to make sure you have more time for your relationships, including your husband, including your kids, including your parents, whatever it is that you need. But use this chart to go ahead and plan your day and see how it would look for you. And these are just some of those aspects of life from our chart. Your relationships could be your family, your immediate family, or even those you don't live with, like I mentioned before, your parents, grandparents, your friends, people you love. I'm including that as, your husband or maybe boyfriend, girlfriend, your team. We work on a team. I always want to make sure that those relationships are going strong. And for me, I have a very strong relationship with my church family. And so, you want to make sure that you have time for them too, if that's important to you. And this is in no order specifically, but wealth and abundance. What would you change in your life? What would you have differently? What activities would you be able to do? Would you be able to afford if you had the time and if you had the money to be able to do them? Career and ambitions. What is your long-term business goal? So for me, I'll be honest, this is a hard one. But one long-term business goal for me, I'll just share, is to have a team, to be able to meet with the team and to go on team trips. These would be funded by me. um, I just want to be able to take the team, be able to, have that positive energy, but also those people that I love to be around. You guys make me excited. You are all women that I can relate to and who I share interests with. That for me is a long-term business goal. I hope not too far in the future, but that is one of them. The biggest level of success that you can imagine. Again, another hard one for me, but that would be actually retiring my husband. He is only 40 almost later this year. So not old, but he's been through a lot. He has had some injuries. He has had a lot of jobs where he has had to work hard. And my dream would be to retire him early. And obviously just be able to support the family and let him, just be here to enjoy the kids with me. And then what are your goals for 2021? So some of my goals, and we can go over this more, but some of my goals are to go on the Success Club trip, which we're going to Punta Cana, I'm not sure how to say it, Mexico. I can actually check that one off. I've already received my invite and accepted it. I would like to be able to build a bigger team. I would like to be able to have regular team calls. I would like to be able to congratulate my girls on the successes that they're being able to earn. Just some minor things. I would like to change 50 lives this year. That is why I started coaching, is to change lives and to be able to um, make an impact for women who have felt the same way that I have at some point or another. Okay, moving on. Mind and body. What would your ideal nutrition look like for your health and well-being? I don't eat 100% clean. I'm just going to throw that out there. But I do know that I feel much better the better I eat. So it is something to think about, something that we want to make sure that we make time for and plan out when we can. What would your fitness routine be like? My routine is pretty concrete, not 100%, but it does happen in the morning and it does happen most days because for my mental wellness, I do need it. What would you read to better yourself? I could do much better on the books that I read. I could get in a good rhythm, and then for a week, I won't read at all. What types of things would you limit? For me, TV is sometimes a bad one. Um, also, chocolate. I'll just throw that out there. But what types of things are holding you back from your goals for your mind and for your body? If you limit them, if you write it down, I will not do X for this many days, it starts to become a habit. It starts to become easier to do. Okay, and then lastly, passions and joys. What do you love to do? What brings you excitement and or fulfillment? So I really like to hike. I like to be outdoors. Um, I oddly like to work in the yard, even though we have almost nothing around our house to work in. I just like to be outside. My kids bring me lots of excitement. I want to always be there for them as much as possible. And then I just have a passion for being there for other women and just making sure that they know that they're not alone, that they're worthy, and that they they can just are just capable of so many things. Which encompasses so many things, but I just like to be there for people, to pray for people, to be there as someone to talk to. So, like I said, real simple, but those are my passions and joys currently. Um, so, how do we make it happen? In your life, you take control of what you can control. So, you go back and, especially here, what types of things would you limit? What types of things are you going to make time for? When you go through and write out your schedule, what is your day going to look like? Like I mentioned before, my ideal day is something I try to make happen. It is not perfect, but when you try to control the little areas of your life and know what's going to be happening next, you find time to make um, your priorities happen. So that's for your life, for your business. You want to treat your business like you are the CEO every day. So we all have different business goals, and that's completely understandable. So if you are the CEO of your business and you only expect to generate an extra $50 a month, then you would go through and treat your business that way. One thing I would like to do is be able to reverse engineer goals. And if that's something you'd like to do with me personally, we can do that. If it's something you'd like to see on another call, we can go ahead and do that too. But treat your business like you are the CEO every day. Your business does not work if you do not make it work. So, like I said, you can say tomorrow, tomorrow, and keep saying tomorrow, but that will not make your business goals, your financial goals, a reality. Besides the financial goals, what if your goal is just to be able to help 3 women a month and just to help them find a plan to be able to find what works for them? That doesn't happen if we just sit still. We have to be able to put ourselves out there a little bit so that so that they know we are available for them. But that should happen every day, or at least, weekly, monthly, based on what your goals are for your business. And you can apply this if you have other businesses too. It doesn't just have to be our Beachbody business, but you can apply that at any area of your life or any business area of your life. And then your time, this kind of went back into your life, but direct how much time is spent on certain activities. So you can't expect, let's just say you had big financial goals. You cannot expect to be a millionaire and only put in 3 minutes of work for your business each day. You cannot expect to improve your marriage and only give I'm going to say husband because I have a husband, only give your husband 5 minutes of time before bed. Relationships take work. whether it be your marriage or with your kids or with your family. Same thing with, your faith. I have a lot of people that will say, I just don't know where to start. I will never know, enough, but you have to start somewhere and you have to be able to allocate that time somewhere in your day to be able to make it happen. And like I said, don't feel bad if it doesn't end up perfectly, but you have to make the time at some point and do your best to try to stick with that schedule and adjust it as needed, but it is up to you. I really love this quote. This was shared in one of those team calls that we did have about our goals and our visions. But instead of saying, I don't have time, say, it is not a priority and see how it feels. If I were to say my kids are not a priority, I I don't think I could ever forgive myself. My kids are a priority. My faith is a priority. And more recently in these past years, my own health and well-being is a priority too. If I was to say I don't have time, that sounds easy. It sounds easy to say that everything else is taking up its space. But what we're really saying is that it's not a priority. So if your health and well-being is not a priority, if you do not need to take care of yourself so that you can be your best for someone else, okay, fine. If you are saying that earning more income for your family is not a priority, then no, you would not make time for it. If you are saying that my faith is not a priority, that hurts to say, then no, you won't make time for it. So instead of saying we don't have time, let's say it is not a priority. Let the truth sink in, and then let's make the time. We all have 24 hours in a day. And, I guess I should also say that your day might not look the same every day. So maybe one day you will spend a little bit more time with your family. One day you'll spend a little bit of time with your business or your personal goals. It doesn't have to look the same every day. For me, it's just easy to try and keep the same routine similar every day, just because there are so many variables in my week that I try to make the same daily schedule that I can do that when I do have those days that I can freely plan. You'll have to excuse my voice. I'm so sorry. It's still not where it should be. COVID has been fun. So then lastly, this is something that we've seen before in our groups, or probably a lot of you have, but the thing that you really want to do is set SMART goals. And so, yes, SMART, good word, but it's specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time oriented. So they need to be specific. I am just going to use business for these because it's easy to set, in my opinion, SMART goals. So let's be specific. Let's just set them for this month. My goal is to help 5 women this month. Okay, 5 women. That's something I can measure. I set a number. It is specific. I can also measure it with Success Club points. So if I help 5 women, I would have 10 Success Club points. It is achievable, which is something I said. That's really only like 1 person a week. So if I'm staying active in my business and just doing the daily tracker and doing, just 10 minutes here and there, it will happen. I have seen that happen in the last 6 months. It has to be relevant. So it has to pertain to my overall business goals. And really my overall business goals are just to help women, women especially. Yes, I help men too. But women to feel more confident in their own skin, to know that they are worthy, to know that their health matters, and that we shouldn't put it off. That most of us have, especially moms, I feel like I relate a lot to moms. We have children that we need to be there for, and to take care of our health is the best that we can be for them in so many ways, but also it's a good example for them, so that they can grow up and know how to take care of themselves too and appreciate themselves too. And then time oriented. So I said this month, it's within a month, I know when I'm going to do it. So I want you guys to work on that. I want you to set goals for your day. The business activity tracker is something that's very easy to use. They have it online now in our coach office that you can use so that you can track, see the activities. You can check them off. It'll tell you if it's done. It'll tell you the percentage done of the activity tracker. If you have questions on that, please reach out. I will let you know how to use that. They also have that promo going now where you can win cash, you can win a trip, you can win a workout with a trainer. I don't know, so many cool things. So make sure you check that out. Make sure you're logging there online so you can be entered in for those. So set your goal each day. Use the activity tracker is a good thing to do. Set your goal for the week. If I want to help one woman a week, that's a good goal for me. If I want to help 5 a month. So, start it off daily. Then I want you to work onto your weekly goal, your monthly goal, and then your yearly goal. And that's kind of the reverse engineering. You would actually start with your yearly goal and work backwards. But if it's easier to start with your daily goal and work up, that's fine too. But when you use those time increments and when you use those criteria that make it measurable and easy to see what you're working toward, it really gives you a clear-cut vision, which goes back to the slide that says if you don't have something you're working toward, basically, it'll be really hard to get there. But if you have something you envision and something that you want to achieve, it makes it so much easier to find the energy and the passion to work towards that goal. So I am going to end it here. Again, if you have any questions, reach out. I'm available obviously by messaging anytime. You've kind of seen what I've allotted 4 times to be available for people. So just know that I'm not ignoring you, but my family will always come first, and I hope you would always say the same. But yeah, that's it for now, and I hope you guys have a great night.